5 years ago, I remember being so excited to get hired at a Christian school teaching first grade, but I remember having no idea where to start on a theme. I remember having this just blank canvas in my room, like nothing was in there almost at all, and just thinking, where do I start? I remember going to Home Goods for some inspiration and finding this donut stool in the kids section, and it totally changed my life. Okay, that was very dramatic. It didn't really change my life, but it did start a room theme, right? That day, the room theme of donuts was born. So it started with donuts, and then over the years, it's changed into donuts and ice cream, donuts, ice cream, and sweet treats. I'm always kind of adding new things to it, but that blank canvas has now turned into this really cool ice cream and donuts theme, which my kids have always really loved. And it's been super fun to like add new things to it and see them, you know, get excited about it and everything. But that feeling of not knowing where to start with a theme can be so frustrating. So I hope that this inspiration today helps you with kind of coming up with a theme or coming up with at least some ideas to start. So this can be for your classroom, it can be for even your homeschool room or even a VBS or a birthday party. I hope that no matter what kind of thing you're doing, what kind of activity you're doing, that this helps you. So we'll start with a whole lot of donuts and ice cream things. We'll dig into a construction theme, and then we'll fold up our tent with a woodland, nature, camping, national park themed classroom. All that coming at you right now. I had way too much fun coming up with those puns. Those are things that the kids would be like, ah, ha ha ha. So I'm not sure if adults are gonna think the same thing, but we'll just see. Alrighty, sweet treats is up first. This has been such a fun theme for me over the years. I have loved getting all the Dunkin' cards and all the donut cups and mugs and just all the things that are donut related, and now ice cream. Now I've added ice cream to the theme. It's just so funny. Whatever theme you choose, you're gonna get gifts in that theme because the kids will know this is something that is special to you. That's why you chose it as a classroom theme. So just kind of be aware of that. Whatever theme you choose, you will get gifts for that theme and 2 places that have to do with it. So just kind of think about that before you choose one. So for each theme, I'm gonna share ideas for decor / puns, biblical integration. We'll go through bulletin board ideas, daily event chart ideas, classroom job ideas and puns with that, even your teacher desk idea and classroom management ideas that are similar to the one that I use, and then I just kind of change it for each theme. So my classroom management theme is positive reinforcement, and I won't really get into what that is today, but I'll just share kind of the idea that I do for that each time. So one disclaimer before I go any further, you do not need to do all of these things that I'm gonna list for you, okay? I just wanna give you a ton of ideas to get you excited and inspired, but don't feel pressure to have this perfect classroom, especially if you're a first year teacher and you feel like, oh, like what if the kids don't think this is cool? Like it doesn't matter, like just pour your heart into it and work hard for the glory of God, and the kids will see that, right? You don't have to have a perfect theme or a perfect classroom at all. Like my room is 5 years in the making, right? I've had 5 full years to decorate and to plan and change things and all of that. It did not look the way that it does today in the very beginning. Again, don't feel that pressure. I just want you guys to have inspiration and ideas. So that's the disclaimer for you. So let's start with decor, puns, and biblical integration. I have lots of just donuts and ice cream everywhere. Any kind of like posters or cardboard cutout type of things. I have a lot of bright pastel colors. I think of like a candy shop when I was coming up with what kind of colors to use. I even have a hanging awning thing I have not actually put up. It's just in my basement. I've been trying to find a place to put that, but like think of one of those big hanging awnings outside of a candy store. I think those are so cool. A few puns I have are like, do not stop the reading, don't stop working hard. I also have some Bible stuff like, 'tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, the hymn, and then taste and see that the Lord is good, the Bible verse. You can also do, how sweet are your words to my taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth, from Psalm 119. Of course, there's many more too. There's a lot of stuff in the Bible about aromas and sweet scents to the Lord, and you can totally work that in. So for bulletin boards, there's a lot of ideas that you can do, right? You can do blank grade is sweet. I have first grade is sweet outside of my classroom. You could have ice cream cones with each of their names on it. You could have a birthday one like donut, you know it's our birthday. Learning is sweet, and sweet work. You could have like different art projects up there, different work that they've done, depending on how much room that you have bulletin board wise. But there's lots of puns and ideas there. For the daily events, what I have is what's the scoop? So like a scoop of ice cream, and I love it. So I put every day what they're gonna do so that they have an idea of the routine that we are gonna do each day. But instead of what's the scoop, you could also do now serving or flavor of the day, and I guess each thing is like what you're gonna do, right? The flavor of that day. I don't know if that one works or not. I was just thinking about ice cream places and thinking, oh, they do flavors of the day. Maybe you could work that in there. Think about that, because I feel like I haven't worked that one out yet, but maybe that's a start. I don't know. For classroom jobs, last summer, I spent a long time like figuring out what I could do for this. And I took my door of my closet and made it look like an ice cream cone or a popsicle kind of. I made this little frosting thing hang down and then put these cups with spoons in it and had each of their jobs labeled under these cups. And so the spoon was like their number to know who's doing what job, and I would rotate them each week. And I just thought it was so cute, right? It was like serve one another in love, right, from Galatians 5, and it was just so cute. I've just loved having that so much. It's cute to look at because it's like right across from my desk, so it definitely helped make that door look a lot cuter. Last year, I also put a new like wallpaper on my desk for a desk idea for you. I made it kind of look like a candy store-ish thing. I looked for a long time online and found a really cute one, so I can link it below, but it was hard to do. My dad did it for me, and I'm so thankful for that because he made it look like no air bubbles were in it at all. You could also probably use wrapping paper. If you could find some kind of striped wrapping paper, it might be cheaper than the actual wallpaper. Mine was like a peel and stick, so it's just gonna come right off when I'm done, you know, one day. But like wrapping paper could be a cheaper option for that too. For classroom management, I do a warm fuzzy jar method. I've talked about it here on YouTube before, but I could totally change it if I ever put the time into it. You could take like a gumball jar and have the warm fuzzies, those big warm fuzzy balls, and have them put them in the gumball jar, or even take them out somehow if you can get a working one. And if they fill up their jar, then we get a party. So that's one thing you could do. I could totally change that this year. But yeah, you could do like candy beans and filling up a jar of candy beans each time you catch the kids doing the right thing, or something similar to that, like different candies. You could do real candy or fake candy depending on how brave you are. Now I could go on and on about this one because this is my theme, but I'm gonna stop because I wanna make sure I get to the other two, the construction theme and the woodland theme. So rolling into my construction theme, let's talk all the construction things. Starting with the decor, puns, biblical integration. There's so many things on Pinterest and online that you can find with this. Some things I found were like God at work. You'd have these big posters that says God at work, or prayer zone, or caution, slow down and pray. We always do a construction theme, just a fun thing throughout the year every fall. And so I've actually done like party with the kids, just totally randomly throwing in random reading and math and science things that I made construction themed. So I've done some of this myself, but I've gotten so much of the inspiration for that theme that we do every year on Pinterest. So I'll show pictures of it, but you could do like Jesus strong foundation. You could do the wise man built this house on the rock, and Matthew 7:24, and all the things with everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. All the things. That's such an easy one and such an important foundation, literally, for kids to learn is that the Lord's word is our foundation, and the Lord and building our life on the rock is the most important thing we can do. So, and also construction hats. They're very cheap to buy, and you can buy a ton to just decorate your room with or give them to the kids to wear sometimes. I have them just in like my toy area for indoor recess, and they just wear them. They just will wear them, and it's so fun. Like, I love it. You could even use those construction hats for like storage. You could put pencils in there, or markers or crayons in there. You could put food in there. I've done that before. Make sure you put like a little liner in. But yeah, we put grapes and Oreos as wheels. I remember we had different ideas for each thing, but you can totally, if you ever have snacks, you can put the snacks in the construction hats or use them as storage for different things. I even saw this idea on Pinterest of taking those like Menards or Home Depot buckets that you have, those like sturdy ones, and you can use those as the chairs for your small group table. Maybe putting like a cushion on them could be a good idea. But kids also don't care a lot, especially if you're not going to be back there very long, but those could be a pretty cool idea to have as your small group table chairs. For bulletin boards, there are a ton of ideas here too you can find. You could do like digging our work, right, with all their different work up there. Welcome builders, or building our lives on God, with each of their names on that. We dig our classroom. Caution, kids hard at work. Or learning zone. I mean, there's so many ideas, and I love it. Like, the more that you say, the more you're like, oh, yeah, I can do this, you know? For daily events, I thought about, like, for the title of it, you could say, know the drill, or you can take some from the bulletin board ideas too, like learning zone or digging our day, and have each thing under like what you're gonna do in order. For class jobs, again, you can have kids at work or construction workers. For the jobs, you could have like toolboxes was just made of paper cut out or something with a hammer that had their number or hammer that had their name in it, or another tool that you can think of. Or you could do like cones with their names on it and then have Velcro on the back and like just move them each time to see who has which job too. For a teacher desk idea, and again, don't feel pressured to do any of this, but I thought you could have like site manager on there, or you could even have like black butcher paper on the outside and then just draw or, you know, cut out piece of white paper to be the dotted lines on a road. Like you could just have your desk be this road. I feel like that could actually be pretty easy if you have some black butcher paper, or again, maybe you can find wrapping paper. I don't know if they have black wrapping paper. I bet they do somewhere. But just take black paper and put those dotted lines on there and it's a road, boom, theme, done. For the classroom management, taking my idea of like the warm fuzzy jar each time they do the right thing or make God's heart warm and fuzzy. This time you could, I don't know, think of a way to do like wrecking balls or nuts and bolts. Like every time that they do the right thing, they can put a bolt in there or like a plastic nail type of thing. I'm sure you can find those online or even make some or something. You can be creative in that. But yeah, just piling up the nuts and bolts or the wrecking balls until you get a party or something could be cool. So last but not least, we've got our nature, woodland, hiking, national park theme. I really feel like that's a wide, very wide theme that you could totally take whichever direction that you want or do a blend of all of it. For the decor, puns, biblical integration, so many ideas here because there's so many Bible verses about how this is our Father's world, right? So you could have the hymn as a poster or on a bulletin board, which I'm jumping ahead to the bulletin board section. But yes, this is my Father's world, or the earth is the Lord's from Psalm 24:1. You could do belief in God, explore God's creation, or growing in the knowledge and love of God from 2 Peter 3:18. You could do a whole thing on stewardship of the earth and how each student is God's steward and over God's creation. Just think of all the things like stuffed animals and fake flowers or plants and pots or stars, moon, clouds. I don't know if I've said multiple things twice, but all of the things with nature and just God's creation. With creation, like I said, there's so many Bible verses to choose from with this. It would be hard to narrow it down, but I love though Nehemiah 9:6 or Psalm 136, 7-9, or Isaiah 40:26. Those ones are so, so good. And I feel like they could just make such beautiful decorations if you make posters or just do a little calligraphy or something. If your kids can read calligraphy, it might be an older kid thing, but you could even take tree stumps as like chairs. I know certain stores, probably Hobby Lobby, has like little cushions that they could sit on that look like tree stumps, or you could take toilet paper rolls and make binoculars out of them and hang those around the room. I've seen people do like a mini tent before, or you could even take like a sheet, literally just a sheet and a string, and just hang that down if you don't want to actually buy a real tent, or even like a play tent like for kids. You could literally just take a sheet from the thrift store and a string and just boom, there's a tent. Oh, I love the idea of compasses because you could do like God turns our heart to him, or you could do like the Bible all points to Jesus, like how a compass always points north. There's so many ideas with compasses that I like too. You could do like a fake tree to the ceiling. My friend did that in her room. Or you could incorporate the sower and the seed parable. There's so many things with like seeds and stars and animals. I just love all of it. Okay, 4 bulletin board ideas. You could do tremendous work, or happy campers, our neck of the woods, and again, the compass one where God turns our heart to him, or the whole Bible points to Jesus. Like all the things for the bulletin boards I think are so cool. I love the compass one because it's just so God glorifying and so important for the kids to know that truth. For the events title on the board, you could do camp schedule, or today's adventure, or even park ranger plan. All of those things could be the titles before you write what you're gonna do for the day. For the class jobs, you could do God's stewards, or again, the park rangers or forest rangers, or explorers, or even happy campers. Those can be the title of the job wall. For your desk idea, I thought this could be a pretty easy one. If you can just find a tablecloth, literally just put the tablecloth on the desk and cut, you know, around where the little drawers are or something, if you have drawers on your desk, and put little trees on it or little flowers or just something, even acorns sprinkled around there. But yeah, if you could just find a tablecloth, boom, pretty much done. Another idea was, you know, making the front of your desk look like the front of a Jeep, or you could do another brand if you don't like Jeeps, but it's very woodlandy, naturey to do a Jeep. You could just take like whatever color butcher paper you'd want your Jeep to be, and then have some headlights or different parts of the front of the car, right? Jeep or whatever other brand you like on there. That could be cool. And this is cool too. You could do like blue butcher paper and have it be the night sky, or black, I guess too, and then have stars in the shape of a constellation that's your name. So like for me, like star, like M for Mrs. Bowen, and like have every, you know, star line up in your name to look like a constellation. So your desk is like the sky, and it's like, oh, I just think that's a cool idea. You could draw that, or you could buy those stars that we had as kids that you put on the ceiling that glowed in the dark, that glowed in the dark, and have them stuck onto the butcher paper. But yeah, but if you don't have those, you can just draw them too. For classroom management, my friend who has that woodland theme, she does acorns. Like when the kids do the right thing, they get an acorn put into the jar, and they also have golden acorns with little sparkles on them if the whole class is really getting into it, and it's so cute. But you could also, if you're brave, you could do like marshmallows real, if you were really brave, or you could collect seeds or mini pine cones, or just different things that you think of when you think of nature. Even sticks, if you have little sticks. Or maybe those little pretzels that are those thin little tiny ones. Again, you'd have to be brave if you're gonna go real food on that, but that's why she has acorns, because the kids wouldn't eat them. Well, there you have it. That is 3 Christian room theme ideas. I hope they helped you and inspired you in coming up with your theme. Again, no pressure at all to have this perfect classroom. I don't want you to feel that, but I want you to be excited and like have all these ideas, at least in the back of your head, that maybe one day you can try, or you can just do a little at a time, right? No pressure to have a perfect classroom. What matters to the Lord is that you're working hard, teaching these kids about Jesus and helping them grow in the knowledge and love of Him, right? The Lord sees that, and the kids will know, like, if you truly love them just by how you treat them and how you teach them. So it's not as much about the theme as it is teaching the things that are biblical about it, right? That's what the point of this all is like using a fun theme to help kids remember biblical truths and to teach them about the Lord and teach them about serving one another and all the things, right? That's what this is about. It's not about just an aesthetic. It's about truly teaching kids about Jesus. So remember, that's the main point here. If you have any more pun ideas or just things that would go with these themes or other ideas, please leave a comment below. As the Gen Zers say, no gatekeeping. Let's share all our ideas together and help each other out. But with all that being said, if you haven't seen my teaching Q&A, go ahead and click here. But until my next video, have a great day and bring God glory in all you do and all you say. That's why it's so important that you love them enough to share that with them at a young age and model what it looks like to follow Jesus, because they get it and they will do it if they see you doing it first.